going. Happy Tuesday. If you are here with me on the live, you were fast. No one's here yet. But if you are here with me on the replay, drop me a hashtag replay. Let me know that you are here with me. My name's Cordelia Kate. I'm doing this insane 30-day challenge to do a live every day for 30 days, apart from weekends, having Saturday and Sunday to recoup. And then back again on Monday. So kind of it's 30 consecutive weekday lives, you know, but that's what we're doing. I'm just going to quickly share this into the Rebellious Business Network. If you're not in that group, you need to join it. It is the most incredible Facebook group full of rebellious people. What I mean by that is we run networking events, and we attract to those networking events business owners that consider themselves to have a bit of a rebellious streak, and that makes for a really awesome network of people, a really, really lovely community in there. And one of the questions that I'm answering today, I'm answering one question today from one of our members in that group, Michaela. Thank you for this question, Michaela. Michaela is asking how to attract the right clients without spending hours trying to put together social media posts. And I love that question so much, because I think that so many people are going to relate to that. Social media content is just such a time suck sometimes, like, especially if you try and do all the things, you do it on all the platforms, coming up with ideas for reels, coming up with ideas for posts. You know, there's so many different ways to post. There's so many different things you can do. Live video, normal video, long video, short video. And that's just video, right? And there's there's posts. There's these new trending carousel posts that you'll be seeing everywhere. There's a lot you could be doing on social media when it comes to posting. And also, on top of that, there's also a lot of ways in which you can post. There's a lot of trends that you can jump on. There's a lot of angles you could talk about. And it can be this thing that you just spend so much time thinking about, or overthinking, or trying to create stuff. So the first thing that I really want to, before we unpack this, I'm going to give you my content strategy today, because I think for someone, it'll be really helpful to hear how I create loads of content without spending loads of time on social media. So I'm going to unpack my social media content strategy for you today. And no, spoiler alert, it doesn't involve creating a content calendar. It doesn't involve being organized with spreadsheets. It can, if you love that, a spreadsheet will enhance any process, absolutely. But this can be wild and messy. Doesn't have to be kind of, you're spending a lot of time really thinking stuff through. And it can be done on the go. So I'm going to walk you through my content strategy shortly. Before I do that, I want to just speak into this, which is that social media posting, right? We're talking about getting clients. The question, let me repeat it. The question was how to attract the right clients without spending hours trying to put together social media posts. And I think that we shouldn't be really trying to get clients from social media. Reason being is that you're up against the kind of visibility. You're fighting against the algorithm to even get seen, and you've got quite low visibility on social media. It makes more sense to use social media to build your email list, and then use your email list to sell to people, right? So everything that you put out on social media is about getting people onto your email list. So promoting freebies, getting people to sign up for stuff that is going to then get them on the email list. That's the best use of your time on social media, because if you build this amazing following on social media and you spend a lot of time doing that, and that's fantastic, but then you come to this launch and you want to sell on social media, you can't predict who is going to see those promotional posts, or if the algorithm is even going to push them. Whereas if you've spent that time building this amazing audience on social media, simultaneously getting those people off of social media and onto your email list, when it comes to promoting that, putting that promotion out, you can put it out on social media, but you can also put it out to email, and you can guarantee that there's going to be visibility on those emails. You can't guarantee that the people are going to buy. You've got to test your messaging, right? You've got to test your strategy. But what you can guarantee is that those emails are going to land in the inbox. so long as you've got your email set up properly and you've not been blacklisted and you're not on a shared IP and all these other complicated issues that can happen with email, those aside a minute, if everything is set up correctly, your emails are going to land in the inbox and you can guarantee that you'll have about 25% at least open rate. And that's very conservative, right? And you can't guarantee that 25% of your following, if 25% of your following on social media see something you put out, honey, you've gone viral. Do you know what I mean? So we want to be putting the effort into social media is about the beginnings of that customer journey. But when people are just discovering you at the start, you want to be demonstrating that you are, an expert, or people hate that. Nobody wants to demonstrate they're an expert. We're all a work in progress. But you want to demonstrate that you know your stuff in your field, or that you can help people with this problem that you solve. That is what you want to be demonstrating in the beginnings of building a relationship on social media. The next step, get them off of social media and onto your email list. Offer a freebie. So my first response to this question, Michaela, is don't worry too much about your social media content until you have got your email list sorted out. That's priority. Sort your email list out. And by sort your email list out, I mean, you need a lead magnet, you need a little funnel, landing page, thank you page, and an email list, whether that be MailChimp, Aweber, Go High Level, doesn't matter. But you want to set something up there so that you can be taking those signups. If you've got that set up, fantastic. When we're talking about social media content, let's talk about how we can be getting more leads from social media, how we can be getting more signups from social media. And so I'm going to walk you through my content strategy that works really, really well for this, and also really, really well for creating a lot of content without spending a lot of time. Good morning, Mr. John Denley. Nice to see you here. Who else is here? Drop me a comment. Let me know. I can see we've got a few people watching. I'm drinking herbal tea because too much coffee makes a girl go mad. So I have to, it's also because of Arlo, I can't drink too much coffee because I'm breastfeeding and too much coffee is bad for the baby. So we're on herbal tea right now. Okay, moving in then to this content strategy. So what I love to do is to do one thing and be able to leverage it, because I think if you want to create the most incredible social media content, it is going to take a long time, because you're going to be custom creating content for certain platforms, for certain methods. You want to be editing really well, and that's video, or if you're creating posts, Canva, even getting good output from AI on imaging, like creating images, is you've got to know how to put a decent command into ChatGPT or Sora to get a really good output. Like that still takes time. And so I think the most straightforward and easiest way to get a lot of content that is really going to connect with your audience, build a lot of trust for you, so that you are connecting with them, you're making them feel like they know you, they like you, they trust you, and all those things that we want to be doing with our content, is just to record long form video. And look, I'm doing all these lives, right? It's kind of pointless in the sense that Facebook aren't pushing long form video anymore. All Facebook are pushing these days are reels. That's all they're interested in. Even their monetization, it's all about reels. You want to get monetized on Facebook, I mean, there's better places to be monetized. I was really, really disappointed in how crap Facebook's monetization is. But if you want to be, monetized on Facebook, it's all about the reels. And one of the issues with, being in an education kind of business is that a lot of the reels that do really well are purely entertainment. They're not education. And so that's kind of what you're up against on Facebook these days. Long form video, they're not pushing it that much, but there's still a hell of a lot of value in doing it, right? And the reason being is that you can repurpose it. You can repurpose it afterwards. And that's what I love to do. So we do one thing and then we get so much from it afterwards. This here, me talking on this live right now, I can get the transcription of this and I can turn it into a blog. I can take this video and I can use Opus, which is one of many AI tools that you can use to snip video up into little shorts. Zoom does this now. Restream is starting to do this. Descript is starting to do this as well. Like all these video editing softwares, a lot of them are getting the software for it installed into their existing platform, which is great. But at the moment I use Opus, and you just take long form content, drop it into Opus, and it uses AI to basically snip it up. And that is then a load of reels that you can put out on social media without making any extra effort. And look, here's the thing, like we could spend so much time creating, the content that connects and gets people. But the point is that this social media content, it is to start building relationships with people. So you want to keep it real. You want to be yourself. You just want to put yourself out there. You want to create an environment where people can connect with you. Best way to do that is on video. Easiest way to do that is to just record long form video and then snip that up and then put those out as reels. Because once you get into it, once you get talking, like I've been talking now for 11 minutes. Jesus Christ, I can talk. Once I get into it, I'm getting more into like the natural of me talking. But if I recorded a 15-second thing and I purposely, went to record that on its own, like I'm not going to warm up. It's going to be harder for me to loosen up and get into being me in front of that camera, which means that, the authenticity thing is harder to tap into. So with the long form video, you catch these natural moments of you on camera, which is really, really good because that's great for creating connections with your audience. So you do record long form video, you could snip it up into reels and publish those. And what I love about Opus, I'll drop a little affiliate link in the chat, shouldn't I? What I love about Opus is that you can snip it up and then you can edit it on the platform and then you can schedule it from the platform. So you haven't got to download videos and then upload them to Meta. You just do it all from there. And it's so flipping quick and easy. So my process is that haven't done it with these. I'll tell you what I'm doing with these in a minute. But with the Rebellious Business show, me and Caroline are live every morning at 10:30, right? And when I started doing that back in 2020, that was my lead magnet. I would promote that live event. I would say, on Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about this, that, this, and the other. And I would invite people to come and join me on Zoom and get like live tickets to be there. And people would sign up for it. So it was great. I was killing two birds with one stone by having this live content that I was recording live, using as a live lead magnet, and then repurposing afterwards. These days, we don't do that because we're at this stage where we're running ads. Like it's just not our main lead magnet anymore, but it's still incredibly powerful for content creation because we go live once a week. And then off the back of that live, what happens with that replay is that number one, it gets turned into a podcast episode. If you haven't seen the Rebellious Business show on podcast, like go look it up. You'll see how we do this. I just cut the front and the end off, put a little beat on there, put a description with it and post it. Boom, podcast. People can now listen to us on the go and we've got our own podcast show, right? Secondly, the other thing that we do is that goes on the YouTube channel. And so that's in terms of repurposing long form content. Caroline was also taking those and turning them into blog posts as well for a little while. You can see that on our website, rebelliousbusiness.com. But I think the most high impact thing is snipping into reels. And the reason is that when people come and check out our social media accounts, there's a lot of content on there. And when people are doing research about whether they want to work with us or not, and they're doing research about whether they're interested in, our vibe and they connect with us for the purposes of buying something of ours, there's all that stuff there that they can, it's like our portfolio of what we're about, what we believe in, what our branding is and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really good to have that there so that people can go look at it for research, right, and to check you out. Also, it's great for starting new relationships, and it's really good for having you just constantly just keep popping up from time to time in that algorithm, staying current, staying present, without needing to spend loads of extra time. So that means that just an hour a week, and like Opus gets 30 to 45 clips from 1 hour of content, right? So you could do it every 2 weeks, but just for an hour of showing up a week, and just chatting live like I'm doing now, and get loads and loads of clips that can be repurposed, and boom. So that's what I do. Now, in terms of this 30-day series, I didn't really have a plan for what I was going to be doing with this. I haven't, it's going to take me a lot of time, and I don't have enough days in the calendar to repurpose daily lives. Like, let's say I did a really good one. I was like, there's so many valuable like tidbits in there that I would love to snip up, then I might take that and put that into Opus and then repurpose it. But what I'm doing with this one is I'm putting it on the podcast, and I'm putting it on my YouTube channel as a 30-day documented series to show my journey really of doing this over 30 days for anyone that might be interested. And then it's kind of there as this journey that I created and went on. And who knows what will happen with it? Maybe it'll become a concept, become a book. Someone yesterday, for the first time, posted a video and tagged me in it and put a hashtag going live anyway. Because, the concept is that even if life is messy, going live anyway. And that's what I'm doing. And it's a bit scary and it's a bit mad. And I'm using it as a way to kind of, I don't know, overcome anxieties and heal kind of past traumas, or that kind of stuff. So that journey of going through that 30 days and using it as a way to process things, but also using it as a way to demonstrate that even if you're busy, even if life's mad, even if you've got loads of flipping kids and teenager and a baby and all the things, you can still go live anyway. You can still show up. You can still do that. And these excuses aren't good enough to hold you back, right? So that's the purpose. And so it could become a concept of some kind, but for the purpose of it being that 30-day documented journey, I don't want to just leave it on Facebook Live, because the truth is, like, Facebook are deleting lives after so many days. Like, it's just not really a lot of, in terms of it being, we used to have live content stored in guides in the Facebook group. But like, if you look through the guides in our Facebook group, you'll see that the content is missing from a lot of them now, because the lives have been taken down, because Facebook have realized that they could save a hell of a lot of money. I imagine that's the reason, if they didn't have all of this video content stored on their platform. So it's getting deleted. So definitely a good idea to be storing it somewhere where, it has a bit more life, like YouTube or podcast. So yeah, I just use Spotify for podcasters and post it on there, and then also pop it onto YouTube. If you want to, let me grab my YouTube channel link as well, because if YouTube is your thing, I'll grab all the links to these things. YouTube, here we go. So this is my YouTube. It's different to the Rebellious Business YouTube. And then we also have the podcast link here. And that's the Rebellious Business Show podcast on that link there. So I'm repurposing these over there, and it just, creates another way for people to listen, another place for people to listen, and another way to put that content out that connects. And so what I then am doing is just showing up to build relationships. But then when people come and check out my social media profiles, they'll see the lead magnets that we have available. They'll see that you can sign up for the networking event. They'll see that we're running webinars on this or on that, etc. And then that will be building my list, but also raising a lot of awareness. I hope that helps. I think we need to just try and make things easier and think about the most simple way that you could create a load of content. What is the most simple way of doing it? And, you might not be into being on video, and that's absolutely fine. Come up with a system on ChatGPT for generating posts and a system for generating, on-brand images. I think the idea really is that if you can get yourself a system in place that works for you, and the reason why this works for me is that I can go live and answer a question. There's not much preparation required for me to do that. I'm only sharing what I know. I'm not doing loads of research and sharing the research that I found. I'm just sharing what I know. And so, it's quite simple for me to do that. And it's a way for me to connect with our audience, but it's also a way for me to create loads of content without it taking loads of time. And it's just a really, I think, high leverage and smart way of doing it. And you never know what it could become for you. It could become a show. It could become a platform that you create. You could end up, bringing people on for interviews. If you carve out this slot and you're like, Thursday at 10:30 is my going live slot, it could develop into you having your own show or your own thing. And that's where things start. They start with a little idea and they start with something developing, but it doesn't have to be video. That's just what I do. Take what you want, leave the rest, try it on, see how it fits. But I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question, and make sure that you are prioritizing lead generation with email marketing and then promoting over on there in terms of getting clients. Well, there we go. That's a wrap. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back here tomorrow morning ahead of the Rebellious Business show to do the next episode of Going Live anyway. And then we will be having the Rebellious Business show, and me and Caroline will basically be larking around for an hour having fun. So you can come along and watch that. Both of those will be live in all the usual places, on the business page, Rebellious Business, Cordelia and Caroline, Rebellious Business, or just the easiest place to find us is in the Facebook group, the Rebellious Business Network, where we will be in there. But yeah,